Have you ever stumbled across a website that you just can't figure out where everything is? Or a website that hurts your eyes just to look at it? Well, I have that shared experience. In this video, we'll cover the do's for a successful website. A key reminder to always remember when you create your website is that websites are documents too. As quoted by Richard Johnson Sheehan in his book Technical Communication Today, they may look different from paper-based documents and they function differently, but they're still written text with words and images. With this in mind, you can apply similar communication strategies as you would on other documents to make your website better. Now, let's jump right into the do's. First, do apply colors. Decorative colors is a great way to make your website have a long-lasting impression. Colors are especially important to bring out the emotion-laden reactions in users that influence their interpretation and facilitate the processing of information. In the famous Kandinsky's color theory presented in his book Concerning the Spiritual in Art, he describes his perception, attitude, and feelings towards each color. Yellow is warm, cheeky, and exciting. Red is manly maturity, and his direct attack on green as a fat, very healthy cow lying still and unmoving, only capable of chewing the cud, regarding the world with stupid, dull eyes. Based on this, we can use colors to create a feeling users associate with the website. In Richards and David's examples, UPS used a large amount of brown to associate users with its packaging paper, and Bowen's blue color represents peace and tranquility. This jumps us to the second do's. Do keep it minimal. In the 10 usability heuristics for user interface design by Jacob Nelson, aesthetics and minimalist design are one of them. Your website should not be stuffed with information. Every extra unit of information in an interface competes with the relevant units of information and diminishes their relative visibility. This means that you should keep your priorities straight. Never let those irrelevant pieces of information take away from your main focus. When it's a page dedicated to hours and directions, keep it simple by putting a schedule and a map on there. And please, don't put 50 pictures of your freshly renovated restaurant. This also means that you should reduce the information on your notes page. This little guy right here. Professional website designers use the following guidelines to determine the numbers of levels needed in a website. A maximum of 3 links for the most important information. A maximum of 5 links for 80% of all information. And a maximum of 7 links for all information. However, keep in mind again that 7 links with all information take away the importance in comparison to just having 3 links. The third do is do keep everything consistent. Another one of Nelson's law is consistency and standards. With consistency, we know what to expect. Look at this icon. What does it do? We all associate this with search. But if you give this to someone who doesn't use the internet or the web, they'll say it's a magnifying glass. Similarly, this means menu, but without our adaptive recognition, we might say this is just 3 lines, or I don't know, hamburger? Your website should adhere to the external convention. And don't be a chaotic evil by putting magnifier glass as a shopping cart icon. Your website should also follow an internal consistency by following similar patterns throughout your page. Your colors, fonts, and layouts, or even the filters on your pictures should be consistent so users are familiar with the website and can quickly recognize new information. With consistency, you should also group items related to each other together and separate those that aren't related. In making your website, keep in mind to present information in a clean manner. It is found that by grouping items together, this can help the attention of the user. So turn on your thinking brain and start categorizing your information into groups on your website, like what you did when you were 5 playing those shape sorters.
We've also got the semicircle right here. Do you see a slot that would fit the semicircle? That's right, it's the square hole.
Coming up, our fourth do. Do keep a pattern. As humans, we rely on recognition to help us make quick decisions. We scan the fridge before deciding what to eat. We browse through menu headers before deciding what to order. These ways that our brain picks up information help us reduce memory load and allow us to make fast thinkings. Remember how you read those daunting class readings? You read the headings, followed by the first sentence to understand a general idea of that paragraph. Similarly, on websites, users often follow an F-shaped pattern of scanning. They first read the upper part of the content horizontally, then move down through the page and read across in a second horizontal movement. And finally, users scan the left side in a vertical movement. See? It's like an F shape. This F-shaped scanning is unavoidable because not all users have the time and attention to read everything in detail. This may reduce the effectiveness of your website if you place important information on the right side. So, you should always consider utilizing the F-shaped pattern to maximize users' attention. Here are some tips. First, use headings and make them bold and visible. Second, utilize headings with words, providing most context. Third, put most important information in the first 2 paragraphs. And last, use bullet points. And lastly, do always think in terms of users. In this quote of What is User Experience by Jennifer Jerome, user experience is how you feel with every interaction you have with what's in front of you in the moment you're using it. It is important for website designers to think in terms of a user. As we scan through other websites just by looking at the bolded headers, other users will look at our website the same way. As we click out of a website because everything is in blocks of paragraphs, other users will also get bored if our website is that way too. Remember how we all share the same experience of seeing a really messy website or a website with really contrasted colors? Well, think about that and let us reflect on the user experience. Thanks for watching!